I like to get started by a couple little wiggles, really taking this time to arrive into my space. There we go. So, taking this time to arrive, to check in, to notice what cushion or chair are you sitting on? Is this the way you'd like to be for our practice? And just noticing your breath, taking a few rounds of breath, letting each exhale really settle you into the space. Taking time to notice, remembering that with our mindfulness practice, we aren't labeling good or bad. We're simply noticing whatever is. So, noticing the rhythm of your breath. And as we really tune into our bodies, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite practices for slowing the mind, for centering, and that's finger breathing. So you can keep your hand just resting on your lap. I'm going to lift mine so it's easier to see. And bring your thumb to the base of your pointer finger. Inhale as you run your thumb up your pointer finger, and exhale as you run it down. Moving to the next finger, inhaling and exhaling. And this is nice because not only are you noticing your breath, but you're also having that point of contact between your thumb and your finger. And then you can either start over at the beginning, or I just run back the opposite direction. And this is a really lovely technique because it can be so subtle. If you have your hand in your lap, you can do this pretty much anywhere. Just feeling that connection, that slight friction, noticing your breath. An alternate version of finger breathing is running your finger along the edges of your other hand. So inhaling as you trace your finger up and exhaling as you trace your finger down. Again, that one's not quite as subtle, but if that's what you prefer, there's so many options. I'm just spending a few moments here with this finger breathing, noticing whatever there is to be noticed. Noticing if you like a lot of pressure between your fingers, or if you like just a very gentle glide. Remembering that this is your practice. Knowing that you can continue with the finger breathing throughout our practice, or you can allow your hands to still, whatever feels most helpful this morning. Perhaps taking some time here to check in with other physical sensations. Now that we're slightly more grounded and arrived, checking in again with how you're seated. Is this how you'd like to be seated for the practice, or would you like an adjustment? Perhaps focusing on your feet and really noticing what points of contact your feet have between the surface beneath you beneath other parts of your body. Breathing here, letting yourself settle into the supports beneath you. As you notice any other physical sensations, perhaps you sit up a little bit taller and let each exhale soften some of the tension you may be holding. Letting your shoulders be soft, letting your jaw be soft, letting yourself remain alert. And letting your awareness expand outside your physical body. Maybe noticing how the temperature feels today. Noticing if you're warm enough or cool enough. And shifting into other senses, perhaps looking around the space that you've chosen for meditation. Or maybe it's the space that's chosen you. From this more centered state, what do you notice? What colors, what textures? If there's anything that brings stress, not letting your eyes rest too long on that. Perhaps noticing if you can see all the colors of the rainbow. Is there something red in your space? Orange, yellow? Which color feels most pleasing to your practice today? No option to keep your eyes open or let your eyelids drift closed as we shift into sound. What can you hear outside the sound of my voice? Getting curious. What's the furthest sound you can hear? How do you feel about these sounds if we soften the notion that meditation must be silent? Can you allow these sounds to simply exist around you? Perhaps you're aware of the sound of your breath. They've started some construction just outside my window, so perhaps you can hear that through the microphone as well. There's still good practices for me to notice what's happening, just breathing and being with it. Looking at these opportunities to enhance our focus, to be present with what is, and for those of you who have joined me before, you know that I tend to do a couple different practices, two or three. And today, one of the things I've brought is a quote about love. So this quote is by Ken Deichtwald. Love seems to be the appreciation that we are all little lumps in the same earthly soup, which is a little lump in a larger cosmic soup. So love is an awareness of this beautiful energetic relationship and a natural appreciation of the situation. It doesn't seem to be a matter of finding love. It's a matter of being aware of it. It's not a question of invention, but rather of discovery. I find that to be true for so many different concepts. We aren't inventing or creating mindful awareness, peace, love. We are allowing ourselves to notice that it is already there. This meditative presence is something that is cultivated. But you do not need anything that you do not already have. We are simply creating this space to set down the different points of focus for our minds and allow ourselves to be here in this moment together. So much of our meditation practice is getting out of our own way. You've already done the most difficult thing. You've carved out time for your practice. Now, from this space, we notice whatever is distracting us. As we cultivate the sense of focus, noticing how you can move your awareness to different elements, noticing your breath, your feet, the space around you, the sounds around you. Noticing all those different things. Then taking a step back, noticing everything and nothing at the same time. What happens when you release this focus? Are you able to sit and be? Or does your monkey mind take the reins? If you find your mind darting from thought to thought, simply notice thinking and bring yourself back to one of the points of focus, like your breath. One important element to meditation is retraining our busy mind, hustling, moving, jumping from thing to thing, giving it time to be. In this moment, there is nothing else to do. Taking your time here to breathe and be. And as we begin to wind down today's meditation, maybe beginning to deepen your breath, hmm, finding some wiggles in your fingers or toes, maybe a stretch or any movement that feels helpful. Hmm. I like to end my practice by bringing my palms together in my heart space, taking this time to reflect with gratitude, thanking yourself for making time for meditation this morning, feeling grateful for everyone else who shared this meditation space. Thank you so much. Hmm.